SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to SportsTalk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome in on this Thursday. As far as I understand it, there's been no recruiting drama. So at least there's that. From yesterday to today, everything has been...
No, don't tempt it.
As normal, anyway. I guess there might be news today about a player from Mississippi, but it's not a snip-snap situation, so it might just be a regular old commitment. I don't know. We'll see by the end of the show if that actually happens. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borkey. He's Brian Hadad. We will do a top 5 today. We will do a college football fix. You've got defense ratings out there now. And finally, Mississippi State getting some love on this video game from a player perspective. Ole Miss also, especially on the defensive line, an interesting addition. So we'll talk about that. We've got Jacob Rudner coming on to just kind of do a digestive of the college baseball season and a whole lot more with you. So glad you guys are with us. Let's get to it.
I'm very excited. It says right here on the rundown that you sent me, top 5 time. Your top 5.
Yeah, I forgot to fill that in. So we got to come up with one that we'll do later in the show so we have time to prep.
So I have no prep. So
either do I. So we got to figure something out.
We get to see how good I really am. We are here in the Pearl River Resort Studios. One of my top 5 places to go in Mississippi. Maybe number 1, because everything I want to do, I can do it right there. If I want to play golf with my good friend MIchael Borkey, want to caddy for him as he's shooting a smooth 81. I can do that. If he and I want to go grab a delicious steak at Philip M's later, we can do that. If we want to watch some great live entertainment, we can do that. Whatever you and your friends and family want to do, make it happen at Pearl River Resort. Book your stay now at pearlriverresort.com. C Spire text line is open to you at 601-879-4395. With C Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move. The Ultimate Connect Bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 or Samsung Galaxy S26 for free and a free smartwatch and tablet to go with it. So don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C Spire store today. C Spire, inspired by you.
I love the phenomenon that occurs with our audience. It happens every 4 years with this event. It happens during the Olympics. We are not a soccer state. We are not a hockey state. But when the Olympics came for the hockey, you guys wanted to hear hockey talk, and we did it. First 2 texts into the show. Jeff and Pontoc, glad he's sitting those out with yellow cards. Another one, men's soccer, do the backups start tonight, or does he keep the same lineup? Look at that. The first 2 texts into the show talking about tonight's game with Turkey, or whatever they're calling it. It's Turkey.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten the pronunciation right. They're pronouncing it a little bit differently. It was funny. I was talking to my dad earlier, and it drove him nuts, too. He was like, It's like, Michael, why do they keep calling it not Turkey? I was like, I don't know.
Just call it Turkey.
It's Turkey.
Ecuador just tied it up with Germany.
Ooh.
It's 1-1 after in the 10th minute. Screamer from Ecuador.
So we know at least 4 guys that are in the regular starting lineup that will not be tonight. Jedi Robinson, Chris Richards, Tyler Adams, and Balogun will all not play tonight. So here's kind of how it works. If you're not a soccer person, they all have yellow cards. If you get a second yellow card in the group stage, you are suspended for the first game of the knockout stage. We're already in the knockout stage. We're playing Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't think it's fair to have to play both of them. Herzegovina not going to win next Wednesday.
Oh.
So there's nothing to gain in this game. There's also nothing to lose. So those guys playing and even risking the possibility of getting another yellow and missing that game is just stupid. It's reckless is what it is. So they're all going to sit. That's all we know for now. There could be more changes. I wouldn't be surprised if Pulisic gets some run tonight just because he missed the Australia game and he missed the second half of the first game as well against Paraguay. Just get him some run. Get him back kind of into a rhythm, play him for 45 minutes and then take him out at the half again, something like that, just to kind of get his legs underneath him and keep going. But you are going to see a number of guys that are not in the regular run of play for the United States tonight. And that's kind of like the biggest storyline here is who plays, who doesn't. Pulisic is back training and healthy and all that, but how much does he play? What does Pochettino do, knowing that the only thing that can happen tonight from a true World Cup, winning the World Cup perspective is negative? Mm-hmm. That's the real... we can talk about the moral stuff, the capturing momentum and keeping all that stuff, but from the best path to win this tournament, only bad can happen tonight. And so you're going to see these guys and maybe some others not play tonight.
And that's just smart strategy. That's all that is. You see it. We see it in college football all the time. They play these Week 13 games or Week 12 games where you're playing some. And not that everybody's playing terrible teams tonight, but in terms of it's a meaningless game, and sometimes it just doesn't matter that much. It's different in that Alabama can play their second string guys; they're still going to beat Furman. No offense, Borkey. But the USA may lose the game tonight, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So rest your guys, avoid suspension, get Pulisic get him back into form. That is more important than whatever is on the scoreboard tonight for the United States.
Yeah. And that is the unfortunate part about that fact is you kind of have people's attention. Mm-hmm. And it is a late start tonight. 10 o'clock Eastern is tough. It
does suck that people are going to be excited, and then you might not see all of your stars, and they may lose 2-0, and it's wait, what happened? Are we out?
Right.
The average fan might not know exactly what's going on.
So hopefully they just you get guys like Brendan Aronson, and the
way the Turks are playing, I'm not too terribly concerned. They are.
And they're already eliminated, so
they're done. Yeah.
Although beating America is a motivating factor for people. It really is. But yeah, so that's my only I'm kind of bummed out about that fact. Is you've got there are people in our audience right now listening. Look at our text line, man. We've got people talking and asking about this game. You're going to have some first timers tonight that aren't going to get our best foot forward. And I don't love that. But the broadcast, I assume, is going to contextualize, all of this.
They'll do a good job of explaining, hey, the U.S. is already through. It's already done. It's no different than, I guess the best way to put it would be like in the NBA. If you already know you're the 3 seed, you can't be jumping up to the 2. You can't fall to the 4th. Last game of the season, rest your starters.
It's like the third preseason game.
Yeah, there's some of that too.
Tyler Shuck might get a couple quarters of action, but if the end beats your tackle, just sit down.
Yeah.
Don't even take a hit. Just sit down. You're fine. Run out of bounds 10 yards before you actually were supposed to. Just protect yourself.
What do you think of the hair on the Ecuadorian head coach, by the way?
I have not seen it, actually.
You need to Google Ecuador head coach. Yeah. Are you familiar with the hair rock band Nelson? He looks like the third member of that band. Look at that trim. Look at that flow.
It's a little thin, though.
Well, you do what you got to do. But he's got some good looks, some locks of hair there.
He really does, but you gotta sharpen that up a little bit, brother. You're representing an entire country there. No.
Or are you saying that it's thin? No, he's fine. That's fine. It's not that bad. He just looks like an 80s rocker now. Like, not an 80s rocker from the 80s.
Yeah.
80s rocker now. Still on tour. Still trying to make it.
On the text line, do you think it's a good idea to play Pulisic right after an injury in a game that means squat? If he sits the whole game, it's one of those things where in this business you're not supposed to ride a fence. You're supposed to have an opinion. I see both sides. Sitting him makes sense. What's the point? It's a meaningless game. But also, he in the warm-up games, the 2 warm-up games, they gave all of the starters limited minutes because obviously. And he's only played 1 half so far in the World Cup.
Right.
He was unbelievable in those 45 minutes. He was spectacular, but that's all he played. And so there's a line of thinking that, hey, before the knockout stage, let him get some run. Get his feet back under him, get him ready for the game next Wednesday that is for, that's do or die. I appreciate that line of thinking. And he's a smart enough player, too, to avoid trouble. But also, he's the type of player that draws unnecessary contact.
Yeah.
People want to hurt him. They do. I mean, especially, maybe not necessarily Turkey, but in these CONCACAF games, man, I mean, he gets cheap shots taken on him all the time because he's Captain America and he draws that. So either side is fine. I don't want to see him play a full 90, that's for sure.
No.
We'll be back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Take the friggin' wax out of your ears. Did you hear me?
This is Sports Talk. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Woo! I say, sports fans.
Now, here's more on Super Talk Mississippi.
Somebody on the text line says, so 2 yellow cards is like getting called for targeting. Essentially, but you missed the entire game.
Yes.
So, I mean, Balogun and Tyler Adams in particular, I mean, all these guys, you need all of them.
You don't want those guys sitting.
But those 2 in particular, gosh. So, so far, you guys know I'm a ratings guy. I pay attention to it. It's something that interests me a whole lot because, I mean, I think it's an easy way to gauge how interested people are in things. It's a clear-cut number.
Right.
16,217,000 people watched United States-Australia at 2 o'clock on a workday last week. 16 million.
That's just the American ratings, too.
Yes, that is. So that's the second most watched men's World Cup group stage game ever, only beat by the first game, which was on a Friday night.
Yeah.
This World Cup. So each number over 16 million. It peaked at over 21 million. And here's the craziest number of it all. The demographic, men between the ages of 18 and 34, it got a 90 share.
Wow.
Which means, for those of you that aren't familiar, it doesn't mean 90% of men that age watched it, but 90% of men that were watching television during that time frame between 18 and 34 were watching that game. A 90 share is unbelievable. The Super Bowl doesn't do a 90 share.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe it. Everybody I know was watching it. Everybody I know that's a sports fan was watching that game. Some people I know who aren't huge sports fans were watching that game. Twitter, everybody on Twitter that I follow, they were watching that game. I mean, it's just, it's a little bit of a phenomenon right now. So,
and it's up to them. I like we said before. I hope they play well tonight to continue to capture the eyes of people. I don't think the sport as a whole is going to overtake the NBA or Major League Baseball. I don't think that's going to happen. MLS needs to make some pretty dramatic changes if it wants to be a truly competitive league that our players want to stay and play in.
right.
There's a reason that this team looks and feels so good because basically all of them are playing in the best leagues overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's something you and I have argued about before. I remember it was the last World Cup, I think it was, where, I mean, so much of the U.S. team was just like MLS guys. And I was like, Borkey, man, look at the English team.
But they still got out of the group, and they still performed well.
But my point was, because you were being a little, what's that word I used? Delusional.
I was exactly right on what I thought that they were capable of.
You were being a little delusional.
They did exactly what I thought.
I was just trying to explain, like, look at the English team and the French team. Like, these guys all play in the Premier League and La Liga and Serie A. And
we still tied the English.
Well, I'm just saying.
But
in terms of talking about winning a World Cup, you got to have those kind of guys, and we have more of them now.
Yes, and until our domestic league improves, that's what needs to happen. Is they need to keep going over there. There's this talk that Pulisic could, I guess, New York FC or whatever's building a new stadium, and they're like, wouldn't it be great if Pulisic could come to New York? As if New York actually cares about an American right now. More on Cross in the Morning.
Yeah, more on Cross in the Morning.
But no, he needs to stay as far away from the MLS as possible.
Jalen Brunson not American? Did I miss something?
Yeah, but he doesn't play for the United States. He plays for New York.
I'm just saying.
If he puts on the Olympic jersey, the feelings of those same people will be different.
You don't know that.
Oh. We're witnessing it live at the World Cup, man. They care more about the Egyptian team than the American team. But that would be a bad move for him. He's too young for that. When you get in your mid-30s, sure, come on back over. Whatever. Not right now. Not in your prime. But the way this country supports the national team can change. And they can become mainstream. They can become known. They can... And it's easier to follow them, too, because they don't play all the time. It's, 2 or 3 games here. They'll have a Summer Gold Cup. They'll have Copa America, which is going to come to the States, by the way. I think you saw that, right? The 2028 Copa America is coming here, which will be cool. That's Brazil, Argentina, Chile, all those countries.
Right.
Them playing well with the nation's attention... No, so Copa America is CONMEBOL and
CONMEBOL,
CONCACAF.
that's right. Okay, yeah.
It would be both of them, which is great.
Yeah.
That's what can happen here. It's not overtaking baseball. But the way that we support and pay attention to the national team can certainly change if they continue to play like this.
Right.
So there's a lot on the line here.
I'm so old at this point, Borkey. I've heard the whole... soccer can do, and it just never does. And so
they haven't taken advantage of it either. Though.
I'd like to think that you're right, and there's a chance for that, but I don't know, man. It's just so difficult.
The ratings tell a story that there's interest, though.
There is interest. The other side of the coin is that our best athletes are never going to play soccer. They're never going to play it.
Yeah, but is athleticism this team's problem?
No, but that shows you something, though. And I know there was a big debate about this. I think it was on ESPN. Like, if we were a soccer-first country and we funneled all of our top athletes, the guys that are in the NFL and the NBA, into track and field in some instances, into soccer, we would dominate it. But we don't because they're just our third or fourth best athletes, and I just don't know if we're ever going to have that switch in this country. I don't think that we are.
I mean, isn't the greatest player of all time 5'8", 140?
But you know full well what I'm talking about, though. Like these guys, they play from the moment they come out of the womb.
But athleticism's not the issue. It's technical skill. It's academy system. It's those 5'8", kind of things.
You can be a 5'8", 140 and still be a great athlete. You may not be a great linebacker, but you can be a great athlete at that size. I mean, I don't think any of us would argue that Noel Devine was a great athlete. Imagine Noel Devine playing out on the wing on this team. 5'7", 160, elite speed, things like that. The one I always come back to is if LeBron was our keeper, no one would ever score on us.
Isn't he too big, though? Isn't that where you get the problem with the NBA players is they're too big to move well enough to...
Okay, if that's the case, drop down to like Anthony Edwards then. He's 6'4", But I don't think LeBron is so athletic, though. The guy who I would love to see in this situation, that nobody brings this guy up. Well, imagine if, like, in the middle of defense was Brock Lesnar. You know, Lesnar, instead of being at 300 pounds, he's like 6'5" and 240, all muscle, just a super athlete and just a complete enforcer for us out there in the middle of the park. I mean, that's one of our best athletes, but, you know, he doesn't play soccer. Yeah, Wemby as a goalie for the French.
He's too big.
I think he's too big. But I don't know that. I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, you have to be super quick, twitchy.
He's plenty of that, though. You know that he is.
7 foot whatever.
He's 7'8". I refuse to buy the 7'5" stuff. I think he's 8 feet tall, to be honest with you.
Or close to it.
I think he and Yao Ming both. I've had this. This is one of the conspiracy theories that I believe, that they're both 8 feet tall, but they don't say they're 8 feet tall because it would freak people out. Like, you've seen the picture of Yao Ming standing next to Shaq, right?
Yeah,
Shaq is 7'2", and he is a full foot taller than Shaq. He's 8 feet tall. I think Wemby is in that discussion, too.
Getting close to it.
Yeah. Sound like you're building a rugby team. I mean, Potch is talking about this. You know, one of the attributes America has is physicality. So lean into that. Mm-hmm. You know, be the team that nobody wants to come into the box against. Nobody wants to go, I don't want to go up for a header against the U.S. I'll come down with my neck going the wrong way.
They had some of that a while ago, but they didn't have the skill to match. They were tough, gritty, but they couldn't skill match anybody. What was it, the 2002 team? Like 94, who they were good. 94, yeah. 98, 02. 94
was like the first real American foray into soccer. I know we had a great run back in like the 30s or something, but then you went like 50 years without it. 94, the World Cup was here. That team caught people's attention, and you had a little bit of that. 2002 was the year we went into the quarterfinals. Mm-hmm. So you had a little bit, but it's I don't know. This year might be interesting because the road is set up for us to have a deeper run.
And the team's still young.
It's still young. So
yeah, they got old quick and
yeah,
made a bad coaching decision mixed in there too.
Wow, we talked about that yesterday. They got a real manager now. This is a guy who has won at a high level in world soccer, in big time soccer. Paris Saint-Germain, Tottenham Hotspur, big clubs. Pains me to say Tottenham's a big club, but I'll give them that.
We'll be right back. We'll go to the Farm Bureau guest line when we come back.
From the Seabrook.com.
Back to Sports Talk Mississippi.
Are you ready?
On the SuperTalk app, supertalk.fm, and always on your local SuperTalk Mississippi station.
We go to the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Jacob Rudner joins us right now. A little baseball wrap-up, if you will. Oklahoma wins the College World Series. They celebrated yesterday in front of, don't turn up your nose at this. 5,000 people showed up to their victory celebration at the stadium. Oklahoma is investing in baseball, and that investment has paid off. But Jacob, big picture. What does Oklahoma winning the national championship mean for everybody else besides Oklahoma, the league they're in, college baseball as a whole? What does it mean?
Yeah, let's start with the league they're in, right? I mean, total and pure dominance, whatever words you want to use. Smackdown, it's amazing what the SEC has been able to do. It's a show of exactly what's possible when you are going to invest resources at the highest level. And that's not to say that Oklahoma is one of the highest investing teams in the SEC, but this is to say that the SEC is the highest investing conference relative to any other league. And that's why we've seen this level of dominance. That's why we've seen this level of talent that's come through this conference. And so for the SEC, very much proof of concept, very much validating in terms of, this is the best conference. When we go and do our preseason top 25 next year, when we put 10 teams inside our preseason top 25, this is why, from the SEC, because they are this good and they have the best chance to win the national championship. Nationally speaking, I think that there's kind of two ways to look at this. One of them being, hey, this really sucks that the SEC continues to be this good. I think that's a very fair takeaway if you're not an SEC fan. But at the same time, it just goes to show you that college baseball is really the kind of the beautiful game. You're not seeing this in any other college sport or really any other major sport for that matter. A team that went under 500 in the regular season goes on to win the national championship. A team that was not one of the top 90 home run hitting teams in the country in the regular season averages 2.7 of them a game throughout the postseason, including in Omaha, and they go on to win the whole thing. So third team ever that's gone on to win the national championship in the super regional era with a sub 500 conference record. I think that's fantastic. I think it's amazing. It goes to show you the parity. But, as far as college baseball as a whole goes, SEC dominance is still the takeaway.
Jacob, did you tell the Oklahoma fans and media that unfortunately they are going to finish last and miss the NCAA tournament next season because that's just the curse of winning the national title right now?
Yeah, I'm yet to let them know. You got to let them enjoy it a little bit before you come down with the harsh news. So we're holding off on that for now.
So let's bring it into the state of Mississippi. We'll start with Ole Miss making a surprising run to Omaha, but they were playing really good baseball before the College World Series started. Where do you think it went wrong for the Rebels once they got to Omaha?
I went wrong is kind of a harsh way to put it. I think that the best way to encapsulate what happened for Ole Miss is just its style wasn't terribly conducive to this ballpark. I feel like you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago where Ole Miss was one of those types of offenses that was very, very boomer bust. Its best days were going to be the days that it leaves the yard a couple times. Its worst days were going to be the days that it strikes out a ton, and the level of contact is just simply not high enough in order for them to go and win baseball games consistently. Carl Schwab Field, the last place that you want to go and have that strategy, and I think we just saw it kind of catch up for them. All in all, though, this was a really great season for Ole Miss, a bounce-back year in which they were able to show that there is still some momentum for a program that looked maybe a little bit momentum-less for the last couple of years. Great season overall, not quite enough offensive stamina towards the end in order to get the job done.
For Mississippi State, I saw the final Baseball America poll. You had the Bulldogs 9th, and I thought that was a fair ranking for them because that super regional against Georgia, it almost felt like a national championship series. Two heavyweight teams going at each other, Mississippi State coming out on the short end of the stick. What year one for Brian O'Connor, how would you grade it here in Starkville?
I'll give it an A-. I guess, A- only because I think that the people who are listening to this in Starkville right now would tell you that you only get A's if you end your season in Omaha, and they didn't do that. But this was a very talented team. This was a great proof of concept. I like that word again here. Just for Brian O'Connor and the fact that Mississippi State went out of its way to go hire him, he did show exactly how elite he is and what he can do for a program effectively overnight. Year two will be better. I think that you can be confident if you're a Mississippi State fan that the talent that's returning is of excellent caliber, and then the talent that they're going to bring in, they've proven very quickly that they can identify very well, and they're going to bring in guys who are going to be successful for them and impactful right away. So a really great year overall. Obviously, you want to see it end in Omaha, but they did run into the Georgia buzzsaw there at the end. This is a really great team, and there's a reason that we had them as the first team out of the Omaha clump in our final rankings.
When you, if I made you turn in a ballot right now, I know it's June and we got a long way to go, but Jacob Parker, Tomas Valinkas, those have got to be two of the early preseason favorites to be player and pitcher of the year in the conference, don't you think?
Sure are, and I would say that a couple of their teammates are going to be in that category as well. You've got a really deep roster of talented guys right there. I had one scout, very veteran scout, joke with me a couple of weeks ago that he was just going to buy season tickets to go watch Mississippi State next season because of the level of talent that exists in its rotation and in the lineup. Guys like Jacob Parker, Duke Stone, Ryan McPherson, all these guys are really, really high-level baseball players, some first-round type names. That's going to be a great team next year. If you had me do a way too early preseason top 25, I would tell you that that's a team that's going to be very heavily in the mix for number one overall.
And then, by the way, tell your friend to enjoy the smoked wings when he comes to Starkville. They're the best ballpark food in the country.
So I've heard.
Yeah. Southern Miss, a disappointing end of their season. There's no way to get around that. When you get to host a regional and you feel like you might have a chance to to move into the second weekend and you just don't get the job done. It's become a little bit of a trend down there in Hattiesburg. They play well enough in the regular season. They get to host the regional, but they can't find their way into the Super Regional or into the College World Series. What do you think about the Golden Eagles season? How would you grade what Ostrander did this year?
Yeah, it's hard for me to get myself above much of a, let's call it a B or a B plus. These are a little bit abstract, but I think that that's probably fair. This was a team that was really excellent on the mound, and they will be excellent again next year on the mound. Coach Ostrander is one of the premier pitching coaches in the country. I think he maybe is one of the least credited for being that in the country, but I really truly believe myself that he is among the nation's best, really in the Skip Johnson, Andrew Checkett's level category of pitching developers. He's outstanding at that. We saw it this year. The thing that hurt them was their offense. There's no other way about it. That was a really light group as far as a national seed goes, as far as a team that has a chance to get to the super regional round. They were one of the teams that we actually picked to get upset in the regional round, despite having what a lot of people perceive as one of the weaker regional groupings. It's just not an offense that's built great for postseason play. So if I'm Southern Miss, the takeaway going into next year is we really got to find a little bit of power. We really got to find a little bit more consistency at the back of the lineup, and then the pitching just needs to stay the same. Stay on course on the mound and kind of reinvent the style offensively, and I think they're going to be in great shape.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you in a while, so I really want to get your thoughts on a couple of other teams who've had their seasons end abruptly in regional play, and that's the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation, the UCLA Bruins and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Obviously, Georgia Tech losing to Oklahoma, who would go on to win the national title. UCLA not even making it to the regional final out there in Los Angeles. How shocking were both of those early exits?
Well, let's start with UCLA. It's truly shocking and historic at that. They became the first team in the super regional era to lose the 1-4 game in the regional opener. That was stunning in and of itself. To not get out of that group, I really thought that the committee kind of did them a favor. St. Mary's, Cal Poly, Virginia Tech. To me, that was the group that gets dominated, pretty handily, and they just didn't do it. I will say that from a maybe we should have seen this coming standpoint, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to preface this by saying UCLA was really good this year. This is not because they were a Big Ten school or whatever some of these low-hanging fruit narratives are, but this is an offense that had trailed off pretty significantly over the course of the last month. They ranked outside the top 200 in a couple of key categories, most of them to do with contact over the course of the last, let's say, month, starting at about May 1st. And so there were signs that they weren't going to be able to pull off the postseason magic. Did I still think that they would have enough juice to get through to the super regional round? Absolutely. Did I think that they were on upset watch? No shot. I will not sit here and lie to you. But I do think that there were some signs. As far as Georgia Tech goes, kind of hard to gripe with it when you lose to the national champion, right? Like that's a great team. I thought that they had the legs to win the whole thing. That was my pick. But at the end of the day, Oklahoma put together some magic, and their magic was enough to hoist the trophy. So Georgia Tech, shocking, in a vacuum, but in context, I think it's a pretty fair one to lose.
Only about 60 seconds left, Jacob. I'm going to give you a really hard question here. What team that everybody is going to have, we don't know the rosters just yet, but everybody's going to have them in their top 10, top 15 next year that you look at right now and you go, if they don't get some things done in the portal, that's not going to be a very good team?
Ooh, that is tough. I think UCLA will be pretty close to the top 10 just with some of the transfers that they're going to bring in. I am a little bit reserved to hoist them up into that range quite yet because I think that the pitching beyond Wyland Moss, their Friday starter, is going to be a real area of focus. Now, they're working. They are putting together the roster. You said it. Roster's not done, not even close. So we do need to, maybe we'll revisit this in a couple of weeks. But very early in the roster building process, I will have my skeptical tag placed on the Bruins.
Jacob Rudner, Baseball America. Man, thanks so much for joining us all season. Enjoy the first part of the offseason. Maybe we'll talk again once these portal classes get a little clearer.
It's a pleasure. Let's do it.
Jacob Rudner joined us on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Farm Bureau. We'll wrap up the 3 o'clock hour with you. When we come back, Sports Talk Mississippi with you here on a Thursday.
From the Super Talk Mississippi.
Introducing to you
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Really glad that you guys are with us on this Thursday. USA Turkey coming up tonight at 9 o'clock. Turkey.
WNBC.
The Ohio State University.
Yeah, stuff like that, yeah.
That is kind of cool that
You should go that route, by the way. Michael Borkey.
Borkey.
Yeah. It sounds more French.
I don't know what it currently sounds like.
Borkeyie.
With a little, not a tilde, but I don't know what the...
Omelet.
Yeah, give me one of those.
Michael Borkey.
Did you see the video of...
You got to, shift your mouth. Borkey.
Cubs, Mets in New York, and the Cubs hit a 3-run home run. And this is in New York. The Cubs hit a home run, and they cut to a few hundred Norwegian fans. They're wearing Norway jerseys and stuff, and they're doing some kind of conga line dancing in the outfield after the Mets give up a home run.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. It just... That kind of stuff cracks me up. The video of all these people from the Netherlands in Kansas City right now is so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's what the World Cup is supposed to do. It's supposed to bring us a little bit of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, week 1 in college football is creating a little bit of a stir among our favorite on-3 personalities. 2 people that we like very much. J.D. Pickell and Andy Staples. Nothing bad, of course, but going back and forth on Twitter a little bit about how the schedulers, I think Andy's right, that the schedulers kind of screwed up week 1. Mm-hmm. And JD's like, I don't care, you're excited, everybody's excited, and they went back and forth on that. I'm on Team Andy in that debate. Yes, of course I'm excited for college football, and here locally, Ole Miss Louisville is compelling, certainly compelling. Pete Golding's first game as full-time head coach. Louisville has a chance to be preseason ranked. It's in Nashville. There's some stuff there. But week 1 in college football leaves a whole heck of a lot to be desired, and the people that scheduled these games need to make sure that doesn't happen again.
It's easy to do, too. It's easy to figure this stuff out. And they just didn't do it. This is where you need that guy who's just in, the czar kind of thing we've talked about in the past. You just need somebody who's in charge to take care of all this.
Why the heck is Texas Ohio State not in week 1?
Exactly.
Why is that buried in week 2? That doesn't make any sense at all. Why is Alabama Florida State in week 3? That needs to be the introduction to the season game. Hey, fresh out of college game day, here's Alabama Florida State. Here's LSU Clemson, and then
we have LSU Clemson. And then what we talked about the other day, where you have Notre Dame, Wisconsin, isn't it? And Ole Miss, Louisville.
But that's
it's on Sunday, but they're at the same time.
At the same time.
It doesn't make any sense, guys. We got to stagger things in such a way that you get everybody. Why? I just don't understand. The people who make college football decisions, by and large, as we've learned from all of the stuff we've seen with Congress, with scheduling, with NIL, with the transfer portal, what we've learned is these people are morons. And so they make moronic decisions. I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
No.
How hard would it be? Look, this is just the SEC, right? But how hard would it be to flip-flop Tennessee, Georgia Tech to week 1 and have Tennessee play Furman week 2? How hard would it be? It couldn't be that difficult.
As we saw with the COVID schedule, it's very easy to do, actually.
That's the thing, and that's why it surprises me that we've gone right back to the COVID year showed us that you can make a schedule in a month if you really want to. Why they don't do that? I don't know.
They apparently really don't want to. But I'm with you. Roger Wicker voted no, by the way, the getting that Save College Sports bill out of committee. And that's been a discussion point around the state about why he voted no. Here's why. Because that bill specifically targets the Big Ten and the SEC.
Yeah.
That bill wants to make it harder for, if you're a fan of an SEC school, because I know we have LSU fan listeners and Alabama fan listeners, and Tyler, our resident Auburn fan. If you're out there, Tyler, shout out to you, buddy. We appreciate you being here, as always. That bill targets your school. It wants to pull your media rights, so it wants to treat your school the same as Nevada. It wants to pull your rights with them. It specifically targets conference realignment and also the unintended consequence of that component, where it will ban, essentially, it'll solidify the conferences how they are forever. The big ones anyway. The SEC, the Big Ten, cannot add a single member. You know how that really harms, though? The TCUs of the world. Yeah. Hey, Dad, it wasn't too terribly long ago when TCU was in Conference USA.
Yeah.
But they decided, they bought in, they invested, and they're like, hey, we want to win and we want to go play with the big boys, and sure enough, they're going to do it. Appalachian State is on a rise where not too terribly long from now, they could be a really attractive partner for the ACC. But that's dead. So good on Senator Wicker for voting no. It still got out of committee, but good on his no vote.
It's kind of surprising to see that people were like, why did he vote no? I mean, like, why do you think?
The bill's targeting the two SEC schools in his state. Of course he said no.
Yeah.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be right back after the news.
Sports Talk Mississippi continues.
We're back here on Sports Talk Mississippi. Brian Hadad and MIchael Borkey here with you in the Pearl River Resort Studios. C Spire text line is open to you, 601-879-4395. It's Thursday, means tomorrow is Friday, and that means that the next day is Saturday. And Saturday is the day where we're going to go out and mow our grass, isn't it? That's what it should be, if nothing else. Maybe Sunday. Yep. I'll let you wait till Sunday if you got to do that. But this weekend, it's got to happen. Don't be the one whose yard is working them. Be the one working your yard, and you can do that with a trip to Ag Up. It doesn't matter how big your yard is. If you've got, if you're just a normal homeowner like me and Borkey, a John Deere zero-turn mower might be the answer for you. But if you've got one of those big properties, one of those huge tracts of land, well, then maybe a John Deere compact tractor is the way you want to look, and they've got those right now at Ag Up. 0% financing on 1 through 4 series models. Doesn't matter what kind of landowner you are. You're a new landowner or you've been doing this a long time and it's just time to get a new John Deere tractor. Ag Up's team is going to put you in the right machine for your property and, more importantly, for your budget. There's 15 Ag Up locations throughout the state of Mississippi, so there's one nearby for you to go visit, or you can just look online at agup.com. Ag Up Equipment and John Deere, built for what's next. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. We have a mystery top 5 coming up.
Got to figure that out.
We still don't know what that is.
It may be the top 5 of not top 5 today.
Number one. This one was number 1.
The top 5 best top 5s.
Number 1. We've got a team for the 100 teams in 100 days.
That's been newsworthy. One.
Been newsworthy here in the state of Mississippi lately.
Could you just let's play pretend here for a second.
All right.
Let's pretend that Charlie Winfield, after Mississippi State lost a commit to a different school, an out-of-state school, but just a different school. Let's call it Georgia Tech. Mm-hmm. And he took to social media to brag that he made Georgia Tech work hard to get the player away from Mississippi State. How do you think that would go over?
It would be weird. It would just be weird.
There would be a justified meltdown over that, right?
I would think so. It'd be like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here?
The director of player personnel at Colorado, our next team we'll get to in a little while, did just that.
Gave it away.
I know, I didn't mean to, but is what it is. Yeah, they did that. They're bragging about making Ole Miss work hard to keep a player. Imagine bragging about losing. That is the state of the team that we'll get to on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days.
That you've already given away.
Yeah, I have. You know what? Here, why not?
This day is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This day is bananas.
100 teams in 100 days.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go! It's the final countdown.
We already told you who it was. They are team number 65, right? Or 64 on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days. Hey, Dad, help me.
This is Colorado's fight song?
Yes.
Is there anything they won't rip off? This is Georgia's fight song.
Well, is it? I mean, this isn't even Georgia's fight song. This is like a. Here's another one, by the way. Multiple in a row.
That's better.
Team number 65 is the Colorado Buffaloes. They play at a beautiful stadium. Aesthetically, Folsom Field has the picturesque nature of a college football stadium down. That is also where Dave Matthews played probably his best live concert of all time. But we're not here to talk about music today. We're here to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes, although Dave Matthews probably won more football games on that field than Colorado did last season. Year one for Deion Sanders did not go particularly well, but he was taking over a program that won one game the year prior. He brings in his son at quarterback, the eventual Heisman Trophy winner, wins 4 games in year one. They go 4-8, but then 9-4 with the aforementioned Heisman Trophy winner in the first round, second round, third round, an NFL quarterback as well. And they go 9-4 with that loss in the Alamo Bowl, but they did finish tied for first in their division in the Big 12. And then he loses the aforementioned quarterback and the aforementioned Heisman Trophy winner, and it went south last season. They opened with Georgia Tech, and they lost that game. They did beat Delaware at home, and then they lost at Houston. Then they beat Wyoming. Lost a close game at home to BYU. That ended up being a good BYU team. They lost a pretty close game at TCU, and they beat Iowa State. So you thought, look, they're 3-3 at the break. They're doing okay, and then the wheels fell off. They go to Utah, and they lost 53-7. They host Arizona. They lose 52-17. They lost at West Virginia. They lost to Arizona State 42-17, and they lost to Kansas State by a couple of scores to end the season at 3-9 last year. Colorado, a lot of people think that this is going to be the end of the Deion Sanders era at Colorado. They have not recruited particularly well. Really, they haven't recruited high school at all. Their head coach famously brags about not going on recruiting visits. Doesn't do it. Openly will tell you he doesn't do it. And the portal thing has kind of lost its momentum there as well. They're not bringing in the best players available in the transfer portal the way that they seemingly did for one cycle anyway. They open the season at Georgia Tech. Then they host Weber State. Not Weber State, Weber State.
Weber.
Then they go to Northwestern, and that will be in that brand new, almost billion-dollar stadium there in Evanston, Illinois. Then they go to Baylor. They host Texas Tech, have an off week, host Utah, go to Oklahoma State, host Kansas State, go to Arizona State, host Houston, go to Cincinnati, and host UCF. Their bye week is October 10th. I do think Deion Sanders will still be the coach on October 10th. When they host Houston on Friday, November 13th, I would not be surprised if somebody else is leading the team out of the tunnel.
I think he'll get to the end of the season. I think they'll wait to the end. That's just my thought process.
He's got health issues, and God bless him for that. You can't, he's got health issues. It's not going well.
It's a combination of things, like you said. It's not just that they're unsuccessful. It's that there's that. He has the health issues. He's independently wealthy, so he doesn't need this money. He could just walk away. So I think that's what ends up happening here. So we shall see. You like breakfast? You're a breakfast guy?
I am a breakfast guy.
Well, good news if we're ever in Boulder, because we can go to Snooze. Which I'm pretty sure I ate at a Snooze when I went to Denver a couple years ago. But a full breakfast menu is here. They have biscuits and gravy. I I don't know. But they also have a Denver omelet. How could they screw that up, right? They're right there on the doorstep. Everything you want for breakfast they've got here. They've got some healthy options if you want to go that way. The avocado toast, like the things like that. That's up to you. I am not a healthy eater when it comes to breakfast. My guess is if I went to Snooze, I'm going to get the OMG French toast, brioche stuffed with house-made whipped mascarpone, topped with vanilla cream, caramel, fresh strawberries, and toasted coconut. That and a side of bacon will probably set me right for the whole day. I would enjoy that. They also have some lunch options as well. As you can guess, they're pretty straightforward. Burgers, soup and a sandwich kind of thing. Looks like a pretty simple, straightforward kind of restaurant for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and brunch. But it looks pretty good. So, if you're out in the mountains, you've been out in the Rockies all night, it's time to eat breakfast. They don't have Waffle House out there, I don't think. So you make a trip to Boulder, and you stop at Snooze, an AM eatery. Well, you tell them that Borkey and Hadad sent you.
As a fan of avocados, I like avocados.
I'm not a big fan.
Avocado toast stinks out loud, and I am sick of people my age pretending like it's some, you got to go get their avocado toast. It's avocados on bread.
You know what you do?
You can't make that good.
Add chili crisp to it.
And that's great. You can do that at home.
I would never go to a restaurant for that. Yeah.
And the prices that they slap on stuff like avocado toast it's like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, wake up a little bit, right? I know. Come on now, guys.
Now you got me curious. What was the price at Snooze?
Yeah, tell me what the price of avocado toast is.
Avocado toast was under their healthy stuff here. They have Bravocado toast. Hold on, they don't have the prices. But
There's a reason.
You get smashed avocado, red onion, honey jam, roasted tomato, toasted rustic bread, served with 2 sunny side up cage-free eggs with a side of greens, Dijon vinaigrette, Parmesan cheese, and spiced pepitas.
I bet that's a $30.
Hold on, I can order it online. Hold on.
Avocado spread on toast.
They're probably not open, but it doesn't matter. Never allow. View all locations. Colorado. Come on. Can we get this done before? Begin my order. Boulder. Sure, there it is right there.
15, 14, 13.
Later. Update. It's not going to happen, is it?
That's a shame. It's probably ridiculously priced. And it's not going to be that good. We'll be
$16.75.
Oh, not bad. We'll be back.
Not bad.
In the middle. From the flatlands of Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Every minute worth waiting for.
Super Talk Mississippi.
It's a new one on the text line. Sometimes we get compliments. We get a lot more compliments than negative text.
Yeah.
It's like 3,000 to 1 is what it feels like. Guy says, I belong in California and I'm no doubt a Democrat if I like avocados.
There it is.
I belong in California, hey, Dad.
I've been saying that this whole time.
I like avocados. I didn't have them until, our little guy came along, and babies eat avocados a lot, and I started sprinkling salt on them, and I'll do at-home hibachi, hey, Dad. And I will actually take the hibachi rice, and I'll put avocado on top of them, and then mix it, and it kind of melts into the rice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
What about guacamole?
Oh, I love guacamole.
I'm saying, you're saying you don't like people who like avocados belong in California. People love guacamole. I don't, but people do.
I need to move to California, I guess. Get out of here.
Well, we've known that. Look at you. You got the California blonde looks. You look like a surfer.
Ooh, great on a burger. I haven't tried that. I should. Ooh, okay. Top 5.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's just like that. All right, do it.
Burger toppings.
Okay.
Top 5. Ketchup does not count. I'm talking when you see it on a menu, you're like, that is, it's different, but your top 5 toppings on a cheeseburger that are not just the cheese or ketchup or whatever, something different.
there's no way I would ever put more. There's only like 4 things I would ever put on a burger. I don't know if there is a 5th thing.
I have to write this out now that I think about it.
Well, okay. Well, I don't put condiments on my burgers is my problem here. You know, like lettuce, pickle, tomato, onion. None of that's on a Brian Hadad burger. So I got to go off the beaten path a little bit. I will say that a fried egg on a burger is an outstanding addition. I'm not a huge fan of eggs, but a fried egg on a burger can work.
That's going to be my number 3.
It's got to be runny. It's got to, I got to bite into it, and that yolk's got to pop a little bit. But that's fine. I'll go fried egg number 5. What's number 5 for you?
Okay. I've got to. I might go backwards and work my way backwards. Is that okay?
You do what you got to do.
My number 1 is blue cheese crumbles.
Okay.
Because after you put them on top of the burger and you put the top on, they melt a little bit.
Here's the problem with. I was just going to say cheese was number 1. Like cheese. Doesn't matter what kind you put on there.
Yeah, but
cheese makes a burger better.
That implies, so it's got to be something different. Something that's a little bit, a little bit off.
Okay, all right, I see where you're going then. Then I'll put blue cheese at number 4. I love a blue cheese burger. A blue cheese buffalo burger. Not buffalo the meat.
Oh, yes.
Buffalo sauce. Buffalo sauce, blue cheese, and a burger patty is a fantastic burger to have.
All right, my number 2, pimento cheese.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A does pimento cheese chicken sandwiches, buddy. They are electric.
Yeah, they have, everybody keeps talking about them, yeah. I'm not a big pimento cheese guy because it's got mayonnaise.
That is true. And sometimes you can get an over mayonnaise pimento cheese, and it can kind of mess with you.
So my number 3, I don't put it on steaks. A1.
Ooh, okay.
A1 is great on a burger. Don't want it on my steak. A good steak, don't need steak sauce. But on a burger, little A1 on that, all about it.
All right, fried egg is my 3.
Okay.
But it's got to be like sunny side up, like the yolk, when you push the burger down, gets everywhere.
Yeah. It becomes the sauce.
Yeah, make it messy. All right, I like this.
All right. Number 2, I'll actually make number 2. Just American cheese. American cheese is the cheese that goes on a cheeseburger. It melts the best. A true cheeseburger isn't cheddar, it isn't pepper jack, it isn't provolone, it isn't Gouda. All those are great, don't get me wrong. But if I say I want a cheeseburger, I want American cheese on my cheeseburger. Preferably 2 slices. Thank you for your attention to that matter.
There's a place where I grew up that put bacon jam on burgers, and it was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. So I've had bacon jam. Yeah,
I would eat that stuff with a spoon if I could.
A1 on baked potatoes, people are saying.
Ooh, okay.
It's an interesting idea. I don't mind that idea. I don't mind that.
All right. You got another one?
Well, the number 1 is easy. It's bacon. Just bacon. Plain old-fashioned bacon. The thick cut, especially if you can do thick cut bacon. You know, there's a place here in Starkville that gives you a slice of pork belly. Now we're really getting out there at that point.
See, I just added another meat. So
another meat, a pulled pork burger.
Yes.
A Philly cheesesteak burger.
Brisket.
A brisket burger is absolutely fine. So give an honorable mention to mac and cheese. A mac and cheese burger is good.
There you go.
A lot of people are still on the text line saying peanut butter. I have seen that.
I've had it. It is good. It's a little odd, but it's good.
I can't wrap my head quite around that. So
candied jalapenos or grilled jalapenos? Place in Starkville used to do a bacon jam burger with caramelized onions. That was to die for. I mean,
there's a place in Tupelo that has outstanding burgers. No free plugs, but they have a bacon jam, and it's really good. If you live in Tupelo, you know exactly what place I'm talking about.
Peanut butter is amazing. Just try it.
Fried onions, onion rings are getting thrown out there. Fried jalapenos. Ooh, pork rinds.
Ooh,
a little crunch. Little porky flavor. I don't mind that.
We tried something not too terribly long ago where we put Doritos on a cheeseburger just because that was that was a 6-year-old's idea,
sure,
and I was like, sure, why
bad.
not? It worked. It was fine.
Pork rinds, crunch them up, and then when you do a baked mac and cheese, make that the breadcrumbs.
Buddy, I wonder if you could I'm sure you could fry something in, like, crushed up to the point where they're kind of dusted pork rinds.
Absolutely, you could. You'd have to make a batter and then dip that into the pork rinds. You ever had a deep fried cheeseburger?
I have not.
I have. They have one here in Starkville.
Do they really?
There's a restaurant where it's a batter fry. Everything's in the batter, and you bite in, and there's the bun.
That's insanity.
And everything, yeah.
Whoever came up with that is a psycho.
Yeah. Spaghetti? All right, now you've gone too far. A pizza. Chili. People, we are forgetting chili. A chili burger. A pizza burger does sound good, though. You know, mozzarella, a little marinara sauce, maybe some pepperoni.
Yeah.
Crispy. I want it crispy. Crispy pepperoni on top of that.
Reminds me of that scene from Parks and Rec where the singer of the Decemberists says, "I love this town. I ordered a cheeseburger and the buns were pizzas."
A friend of mine did a burger competition in Tupelo, and she did a pizza burger. She made it like the patty was half beef, half Italian sausage, and then instead of bacon, she crisped up some pepperoni, a little marinara sauce, little mozzarella cheese. That's good. That sounds great.
That does. Mozzarella sticks on a burger, multiple votes for that.
I've seen that, yes. That's a good call. There's a place here in Starkville. They actually had to do a fried disc of mozzarella.
Yeah.
So
it's like the size of
It's the size of the patty. So every bite, you got fried cheese. It's good stuff.
We are the greatest country in the world. We are. That's also... I think this conversation is what's great and what's awful about us at the same time.
Yes, correct. Fried crawfish tails, a surf and turf burger. Sure.
Would I like that? I think I guess I
bet you would. I bet you would. Yeah, it would probably be really good.
That probably seems an expensive addition, though.
Fried green tomato on a burger. Okay, I could see that.
I'm such an idiot. I learned today that tomatoes are fruits.
Yeah.
I just assumed they were vegetables because...
They grow on a vine. They're a fruit.
But, yeah, they're a fruit.
Vegetables have to grow in the ground, right? Isn't that what it is?
I guess.
Yeah. So peppers are technically fruits, too.
Are peppers fruits? I just assume when people say, got to get some veggies, peppers is included.
It's always included, but it's not. I think it's because I think people assume fruits are sweet.
Yeah, that was my assumption,
and
too.
Tomatoes and peppers aren't sweet necessarily, but yeah. I think that's the rule. If it grows in the ground, it's a vegetable. If it grows on a branch or a vine or a tree, it's a fruit.
I learned that from Shane Lowry, of all people.
There you go.
He did a guest appearance on a pod, and he said something like, you've got to be smart enough to know that a tomato is a fruit and also smart enough to know that it does not belong in a fruit salad or something like that.
Seeds on the inside is what makes it a fruit. Okay. There we go.
Okay. So is corn a fruit?
Where are corn seeds?
The inside of the husk. You have to open.
Are those the seeds? Those aren't seeds. Those are kernels.
Aren't they the seeds?
No, you can't eat seeds.
Yes, you can.
You cannot eat tomato and pepper seeds. Or at least you shouldn't. They don't digest.
Can't eat seeds.
They don't die. Well, I guess that's a good point. Corn kernels don't digest either. Are corn? Okay, now I got to know the answer to that. Are corn kernels seeds?
What else would be the seed?
Here it is. Yes, corn kernels are both seeds and fruits because
they're
corn.
Fruit.
Listen, corn is a grass. We're eating grass, and we're not talking about marijuana.
I don't know what we're talking about anyway.
That was awesome.
Oh,
good.
We'll be back.
You came out of nowhere with a good top five. You did
worked.
good. You did good.
From thesebro.com.
Check this out. Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. So as you can imagine, the text line is blown up.
People are mad at me. They're like, you went to an ag school. Did you go to class? I didn't take any classes on agronomy or anything. I wasn't an agriculture major.
I do feel like the kernels of corn as a seed was pretty obvious, though. I mean,
Maybe
how else?
Maybe it should have been.
How else do you grow it?
I guess.
But
I don't know. That was why I was wondering, by the way. But I I didn't figure it out.
I asked that question, and then I followed up with this. We got this text. If you come to my cookout talking about tomatoes are fruit and peanuts aren't nuts, you got to go. Bye. Okay. What's a peanut then?
It's a legume.
Okay, what's that?
It's whatever a peanut is.
Did you make that up? That
No,
sounds made up. I've never heard that before.
Look, Legume.
It's like a small body of water, right?
That's a lagoon. Like you're a goon. No,
right,
lagoon. Legume.
Yeah, but what is that? What's another example of one?
Let's see. Legumes are edible seeds.
Okay, so a peanut's actually a seed?
Beans, lentils, peas, and peanuts are legumes.
That's dumb. They're nuts.
I don't know what's dumb.
Tap, tap, tap. Case ended. Purred happily. Peanuts are nuts, officially. I declare that. I will never refer to them as a legume. That is my promise to you, the listener.
Well, that's what they are. They are legumes.
Yeah.
Peanuts are in the same. There it is, yeah. See, I have a severe tree nut allergy, and I can have peanuts because it's not a nut.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So then if somebody, like say in your kid's class, has a peanut allergy,
they could eat.
They don't have a nut allergy.
Right. They could eat Brazil nuts or walnuts, I guess. But they can't eat peanuts. Could they eat beans?
Yeah, so why is it only about peanuts if peanuts are beans?
Peanut allergies are one of those things. Okay, here we go. We're just off and running today.
It's June 25th, man. What are we going to do?
Peanut allergies did not exist when I was a kid. There was never a time where I was told or anybody in my class was told, hey, you can't bring a peanut butter sandwich to school because so-and-so will have a reaction to it. That is a totally new thing, and I don't know when it started happening, but 1985, nobody ever said, hey, you can't bring a peanut butter sandwich to school. You can't bring peanuts to school.
So, hey, Dad, it's so common now that in our class, the teacher sent a message a week into school. It was like, hey, by the way, we got lucky this year. There's no peanut allergies. You can send whatever for lunch with your kids. Like, it was so shocking that it was, hey, guys, I can't believe it, but there isn't one in the class this year.
Well, there you go. They can eat cashews.
So you can have cashew butter.
All right, this says most kids that have peanut allergies are also allergic to tree nuts. Okay. Peanut allergies. This is rough if true. If peanut allergies were around, but years ago the kid just died, and everybody said, "Oh well, it was bad luck." I hope that's not real. I hope that's not the case.
Hey, Dad, congratulations on making it this far, man.
I guess.
I don't love the era that you grew up in, if that's the case. Jeez.
Yeah. Ooh, Ecuador winning. Ecuador 2, Germany 1 in the 80th minute, and they're on the drive again. I don't think they can. Oh, it was almost a good ball. I don't think they can get through. Can they? I don't think. I don't know.
Tomatoes are a fruit. A banana is a berry. Okay, so what's the difference between a fruit and a berry?
I don't know.
Because aren't strawberries fruits?
And as Amanda from Pike County pointed out to us, they do have their seeds on the outside.
Unlike SIGs on the inside. College joke. So what are blueberries then? Are they?
Blueberries are berries. They're a fruit.
Okay, but what's the difference? You got the Google machine up. What's the difference between a berry and a fruit? Or is a berry a subspecies of a fruit?
Every berry is a fruit. Not every fruit is a berry.
Okay.
So there we go.
What's an example of a non-berry fruit then? I guess a banana.
A banana. An apple. An apple is a non-berry fruit.
What's the
true berries, since true berries are bananas, avocados, tomatoes, grapes, kiwis, and watermelons. Watermelon is a berry? Okay. False berries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. They are not true berries.
Why do we call them that?
We're about to say a word we have never, I guarantee, has never been said on this show, but because we're going to say it in a scientific manner, I can say it. Here we go. Because they develop from a flower with multiple ovaries, botanists classify them as aggregate fruits. That word has never been said on this show before, but I said it scientifically, so it's okay. And then you have stone fruits. Fruits like peaches, cherries, and plums have hard pits and are not berries. Now, here's the problem with everything we just said. We never said blueberry.
Yeah, what's that?
So,
what's a blueberry?
Is a blueberry a berry? Okay. A blueberry is a true berry.
Okay.
The same way a banana or an avocado is. Botanically, blueberry is defined as a fleshy fruit that develops from a single ovary of an individual flower with seeds embedded directly into the flesh. Blueberries perfectly meet this criteria.
Okay.
So there we go.
I've learned something, and then in about 5 minutes, I'll forget everything I just learned.
That's fine. That's fine.
We just need. I'm glad, though, that we have done this thing here in America where, like, raspberries are not technically berries, but no, like, who cares? Yeah. It's a berry. That's what it is. That's what we're going to call it.
Right. I don't mind that.
That works for me. Yeah. Avocado has a pit. Good point.
It's a berry.
So avocado's a berry.
Avocado is listed under the true berries as the same as again, this was the ones they listed.
But it's not a stone berry.
It's not a stone fruit because that's not a stone. It's a seed.
But it feels like one.
It's not a pit. Apparently, it's not a pit. It's a giant seed.
You ever tried to grow an avocado tree from a seed? An avocado seed?
I have never tried to grow an avocado tree.
You have to, like, stick toothpicks in them and, like, suspend it over a cup of water and, like, barely touch the bottom on the water, and then the root grows down into the water, and then you have to plant it or something. It's a crazy process. It's a miracle they exist.
Take your word for it. Apparently, I read this, and I've seen this before. Corn would not exist without humans. Like, corn would not grow naturally.
So then
we have done that.
But okay, then how did it? We didn't create it in a lab. So where did it come? If it can't exist without us,
the way we've cultivated things through the years, I don't know. You want me to reach out to? I'm just down the road from Mississippi State. I can get somebody on the phone from the agricultural department, from the Department of Agricultural Sciences over there. I can call. I know some farmers.
You're stealing Garden Mama's thunder. No, I promise you, there is no stealing going on.
She's got it. Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
She's the one that would actually have the answers.
Yeah.
To these questions. How did we get down this road? The guy told me that I needed to move to California because I admitted I liked avocados.
It started with burger toppings.
You can tell it's June. No kidding. I mean, we could do 2 more hours of Soccer Talk Mississippi if you'd like. I've not seen a lineup yet. I guess we're probably not going to get that before the show ends.
There's no way.
Because it's 9 o'clock. Although they have released the lineups pretty early. So hopefully that'd be cool if we got it before the end
Y'all
of the
would
show.
never make a living off the land. You're right, Tim. You're correct. I like the farmers do that.
Tim?
And God knows I appreciate y'all.
Joke's on you, Tim. I have 1 lemon tree and 2 apple trees, none of which have produced fruit. Or what's a lemon?
Lemon's a fruit.
Okay.
It's a citrus fruit.
None of them have produced yet, although I did learn that 1 apple tree will never grow apples. You have to have 2. At least 2. There has to be other apple trees nearby. At least that's what Google said.
I can't wait to tell Garden Mama Saturday morning we had a whole segment on fruits and berries. I mean,
we might just need to cut this and send it to her.
Well, what I would say is Garden Mama needs to have a whole segment on college football. What fruits and vegetables go best at tailgating? Avocado would be high on the list. Watermelon, high on the list. Things like that.
We should have a crossover with Garden Mama and Rebecca because she's dietitian.
That's right. No, hold on. No, I'm not inviting a dietitian to the tailgate.
Oh yeah, true. Sorry, Rebecca.
I'm not going to have somebody be like, you might want to get some whole grains in there.
She can come to the tailgate. You just, you have to keep some opinions to yourself. Just like politics at Thanksgiving. No diet advice at the tailgate.
Like, I'm going to eat a 3rd cupcake and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? You just sit over there. We love you, Rebecca, but no. My phone lit up with a text. I was like, if that's Rebecca, I'm going to laugh. She's like, I'm coming to tailgate.
Somebody says not true on apples. Well, that's what Google told me, so I got a second one.
What's not true about apples?
Apparently, he said that it's not true that you need to have other apple trees nearby so they can cross-pollinate and produce fruit. This guy's saying not true.
You got to have two guinea pigs, too.
You got to have two of a lot of things to...
No, not about cross-pollination. No. Just like if you have a guinea pig, that you need to have two. You shouldn't. They need to have some social stuff.
Same thing, Hadad, with hermit crabs, if you can believe it.
I can believe it.
Hermit crabs are social animals. There's your fact of the day. If you guys hated the show, at least you learned something.
You did learn something. And that's all.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
In the Venable. You're hearing Sports Talk Mississippi.
What? This is so
awesome on Super Talk Mississippi.
One of the most fascinating hours of radio we've ever done. We had some fun. It's dog days this summer. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I will say to the gentleman that corrected us about the apple trees on the text line, it's crucial to consider the role of triploid apple varieties, which are sterile and unable to produce pollen. These varieties require the presence of two different apple trees for effective cross-pollination to ensure fruit development. Yes, there are a lot of varieties of apple trees that need multiple to produce. Boom, lawyered.
Lawyered?
You didn't watch How I Met Your Mother?
I did not, no.
That was Jason Segel's character. He was a lawyer, and when he would, clap back, as the kids say, he would go, lawyered.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We got this on the text line to actually get to sports a little bit, and it's a graphic, and these kind of graphics show up all the time. It's going to be kind of a PSA, if you will. And the graphic is estimated NIL roster spending of each SEC football team in 2026. LSU at the top with $43 million, Texas $40, A&M $36, Alabama $33, Tennessee $33, Georgia $33, Oklahoma and Ole Miss $30, Auburn $28, South Carolina $27, Florida $26, Arkansas $21, Kentucky $20, Missouri $15. That is the most laughable number of all of them, by the way, Missouri at 15. Yeah. Vanderbilt and State at 14. Lists like this, if you see them, immediately disregard them. It is impossible for anybody to get an accurate list at the conference-wide level of how much money is being spent on the roster. And oh, by the way, that $14 million number for Vanderbilt and State, that is below the rev share amount.
Yeah.
So that is implying that Vanderbilt and State aren't even completing the rev share, and not a single NIL deal is happening on top of them.
Exactly.
So this list is just inaccurate. The LSU number is probably the closest to being correct.
Yeah, but if you're getting your information from a college football Twitter account called SEC Supremacy CFB, guys, anybody can do this stuff. I could go on there right now and create a graphic that says Mississippi State spent $100 million last year. I mean, anybody can do this. AI has given us the tools.
And On3 doesn't do any favors with their NIL valuation calculator, because that's wrong too. Mm-hmm. It's an algorithm. I'm sorry, algorithms are not in the room negotiating deals. They're not. It's just wrong. There are some players that get a lot more than the On3 valuation says that they're worth, and there are some players that
I think Trinidad Chambliss's valuation is like $1.6 million.
Yeah.
We know that he's making more than that.
You want to know how we know that he's making more than that? Because they put it in a legal filing.
That's right.
So at least there's one on record. But when you see those, just immediately disregard them. You can get them at the local level. Like Hadad and I could ask questions, and we could pull a general number about roughly what Ole Miss and State are spending. Mm-hmm. But to get 16 teams in the league and knowing what their roster is worth is it's an impossible task. It literally cannot be done. And also, it will never work that way where you have this team spending a little bit more than this one, yeah. And it ascends perfectly. It doesn't work like that either.
Exactly.
So just ignore them.
It just happens that, LSU is first, and it just happens that Mississippi State is no chance.
No chance at all. And again, Vanderbilt and State, if they are, so let's put it this way. if Vanderbilt and Mississippi State are only spending $14 million on their roster this year, go ahead and send them to the Sun Belt.
Yeah. I mean, you get 20 plus just for the rev share. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta be smarter. We got to be.
But yes, as Marty points out, the clearinghouse is a big issue right now. I mean, that is a big issue. Schools are having to deal with that. You had some players privately hold out a spring practice because the money they were promised hadn't come yet. Would you work if you didn't get paychecks?
I would not. Not anymore.
Don't answer that.
Yeah. I did once. It wasn't. I wouldn't.
Before he came to SuperTalk, by the way. That's not.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it.
But the clearinghouse is an issue. They've also changed, or they're going to change the threshold where they don't apply the scrutiny to deals under $15,000. Guess what's going to happen next? Bunch 14. Of deals worth $14,900.
There's an episode of The Sopranos where Carmela takes some money out of the bird feeder. He had some cash there. She takes like $40,000, right? And she goes to all these different places to make investments, and she makes them all for like $4,999 or something. And finally, a lawyer points out, like, it's interesting you did this because if it was $5,000, we'd have to report it to the SEC. And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And she absolutely did. Yeah. Same thing. You're going to have a bunch of deals for like $10,000.
Yeah.
Like, or, you want to give this guy $30,000? Already he has three $10,000 deals.
Yep. That's what's going to happen next.
So, yeah.
But anyway, when we come back, we keep doing this college football video game rating thing because it's fun.
Yeah,
and they actually do a really thorough job when it comes to team rankings and player rankings and stuff.
Yeah.
They released defense today, and there was some love from the state of Mississippi. Mississippi State had their first player appear on that list. I bet you guys can guess who it was. Might even be a little underrated, although he did show up. So we'll talk about that after the news. Sports Talk Mississippi. Stick around.
Come on. Are we going to do this?
Back to Sports Talk Mississippi.
Keep rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Michael Borkey. He's Brian Hadad. We're in the Pearl River Resort Studio. What's up?
It's Pat Green.
Wave on wave.
That joke will never die.
You know what else is never going to die?
The college football fix.
The college football fix.
The college football fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. That's the best-selling truck in America, the Ford F-150. Are you looking for a new truck right now? Now's the time to buy. Now's the time to go visit your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this man.
All right, we've been doing the EA Sports College Football 27 player and team ratings. Today they released the defense. And there's a lot of Mississippi flavor on the defense. We'll start with defensive tackles. You got two of them from the state of Mississippi. Number 3, Will Eccles. A lot of people think he can be a first-round pick if he continues playing the way he did, especially in the back half of last season. He's 92 overall. He's number 3. And then down to number 8, Jam Brown. Also, obviously, from Ole Miss. I mean, he's talented.
You're surprised by that, aren't you?
A little bit surprised by that.
Too.
I'm not totally sure he's going to start on that defensive line. Maybe he does.
Did they mean to put Kamarian Franklin there?
But he's not a tackle.
Well, I don't know then. I'm just asking.
But, I mean, yeah, he might start. He played a good bit on last year's team. The depth on that defensive line, though, I don't think can be overstated. Literally every scholarship player on the Ole Miss defensive line was a blue-chip high school recruit or transfer. All of them. And especially at defensive tackle, our lads is not perfect, right? But, hey, Dad, when you're looking at the 2 deep or the 3 deep on the defensive tackle, the third teamers are Cam Beavers and Maddox. Those are your third teamers on the defensive line, two blue chippers from Mississippi.
Yeah.
So Ole Miss has amassed some depth there. Randall Joyner's done a heck of a job recruiting and also, he's doing a good job of developing too. But I was a little surprised to see Jam Brown there at 8, but it does speak to the depth that they have specifically at the tackle position on defense.
I mean, there's not a real lot of surprise, especially with Eccles. Eccles is a blue chip prospect right there in the middle of that defensive line. And as you said, if he plays the way he played at the end of last season throughout this season, he will hear his name called very early in the NFL draft.
Yeah. Oregon had a pair of them. Bear Alexander, one of them. Remember when he was a bust? And some guys take time.
He figured it out. He got it figured out. I mean, the talent was always there, but he finally got it figured out.
Indiana also has a pair of defensive linemen on that list. The top 10 edge rushers, no Mississippi flavor on that. Clev Lubin, though, an edge rusher from Louisville, so Ole Miss will have to deal with him. He is number 6. And then Anthony Smith, the guy we've talked about before, he is a high-level edge for Minnesota. So Mississippi State will have their hands full with him.
We have talked about that guy.
In week 2. What did he have, 13 sacks last year?
I believe that's correct. It was a big number.
So even though no Ole Miss or State guys on the edge, noteworthy there. SEC guys, Colin Simmons was number 1. He's at Texas. Dylan Stewart was number 3. He's at South Carolina. Is it Yanze Pierre at Alabama? I believe that's how you say his name. Maybe I'm off a little bit. He was number 8. And then Quincy Rhodes at Arkansas was number 10. So Arkansas will, in fact, play football this season, and they do, in fact, have a couple of decent players on that roster. You may not have realized that, but they do. Cornerbacks, the top 10 cornerbacks. As you can imagine, Kelly Jones made the list at Mississippi State. He was number 5. He's behind Leonard Moore from Notre Dame. Bryce Pollock, he has a Mississippi State tie, obviously. Xavier Brown from Alabama, and then Brandon Finney Jr. from Oregon. Those are your top 4. And then, of course, Kelly Jones at number 5.
I think he's underrated. I think Kelly Jones is as good as it gets. And we'll see how he plays this year. But every time I've watched him play, he's been outstanding.
Does it, in a weird way, give you confidence in State's evaluations that you have it with receivers that have gone elsewhere, and now with Pollock, they are signing quality players.
And yeah, but I mean the cornerback coach who recruited both those guys is gone, so I don't necessarily, can't. Arnett played a big role in that though, so I mean I'll trust Arnett's evaluations for sure. Mm-hmm. So evaluations aren't State's problem, I don't think,
and especially not his now that he's back in the fold.
Yeah.
And, he did a heck of a job at Ole Miss. People raved about the way he helped at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He was in the booth next to Pete Golding the whole time, and they had the number 2 defense in college football. You don't do that unless you know ball.
Right.
And so, Kelly Jones, I think he'll end the season a little bit higher than that.
Agreed.
Indiana, another player on that list. They're going to be good again, Indiana.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if they're going undefeated winning a title, but they're going to be good again.
Yeah.
Other SEC guys, only one more, and it's Ellis Robinson from Georgia.
Is that the cornerback list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then finally, linebacker. Number 1 linebacker in the college football video game, Centarian Perkins at Ole Miss. I keep seeing people say things like, he had a down year last year. No, he didn't. He had a different role last year. Mm-hmm. He played that role great. He had a really good season. If you just look at, he had fewer sacks, he must have had a down year. No, he did not have a down year. He was doing something different. They had him in pass coverage sometimes. They had him playing more of a true linebacker, and he was really good. And it's nice to see the video game not falling victim to, his sack number was down, he must not have been good. No,
right.
He's doing something different now in that defense, and he can't be an edge in the NFL. He can't really be an edge in college. He's not big enough. Just running him up against a tackle every snap for 4 quarters is not the most efficient use of his skill set.
Yeah.
It's not big enough for it. You got to play him off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes he's going to have to cover, and for whatever it's worth, his Pro Football Focus coverage grades were really good. his role is different now, and he's getting rewarded for that, as he should. Other Texas guys, Rasheem Biles, he's number 2. Xavier Adkins from Auburn. Rasheem Biles, by the way, at Texas. Xavier Adkins at Auburn, he's 3. Whit Weeks is at 9. Mm-hmm. The rest, you got 2 from Texas Tech, 2 from Notre Dame, and actually Sammy Brown from Clemson in there.
So nobody from the SEC on the safeties list, or they did not put out a safeties?
I have not seen a safeties list. I will quickly look for you.
Okay, because I was wondering if Isaac Smith would have made it.
Not seeing a safety list. You got edge, defensive tackles, linebacker, cornerbacks, and that's it. It's interesting. Maybe that's coming out later today, or I don't know why you would omit the safety.
Here we go.
You found one? Because
yeah.
I don't see one.
So this has the top 5. I don't see a top 10. Let me see if I can. Top 5 are KJ Bolden from Georgia, Jeremiah Cooper from Penn State, Amari Farrell from Indiana, Bronte Johnson from Notre Dame, and Keon Sabb from Alabama. Strong safety. Now, Bray Hubbard, though, from Mississippi. He's the number 1 rated strong safety in the game at 94 overall. But like I said, this is just a top 5. It's not a top 10. So I'm sure – I got to think if they do top 10 safeties that he would be in there somewhere.
You think so? You think he's a top 10 player at his position in college football?
Isaac Smith? Without knowing the entire database of safeties, I would think so. Been one of the best tacklers in college football the past couple of years. I think he would make it, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Pulliam was the number 2 punter, somebody says. I'll be honest, I did not look at punters.
That is correct. Pulliam was the number 2 punter, and he's like an 84, which is a good number for punters. What are you looking up?
Safety.
Oh, you couldn't find it either?
Yeah, no, not in the top 10.
It's just top 5. So maybe they'll do that tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe there's one more thing to get it. Oh, it says kickers are out. Surely your guy is there, right?
Carniero, he should be if he's not. Such a cool feature.
Here we go. Yeah, he is
number 3.
Number 3 kicker. This has a top 10. It's weird the safeties don't. Is everybody here? Hold on. This website, everything's top 10, but the safeties. The safeties are top 5.
Maybe they're still evaluating.
That's really weird. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, Lucas Carniero, number 3 kicker in college football.
That's a fair ranking, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe even underrated.
Yeah, it might be, yeah. Be honest, yeah.
It's your college football fix, driven by Ford and your local Mississippi Ford dealer. Some local love in the video game coming out here in a little while. We'll be back in just a bit.
Come on. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Check this out.
Are you ready? Yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Ecuador has defeated Germany. They had to beat Germany to advance to the next round. They've done it. According to Twitter, which we know is always correct, Germany has lost to a South American team in the group stage of the World Cup for the first time ever. That's their first ever loss to a South American team in the group stage. And so Ecuador will advance into the round of 32.
They should be used to losing to an entity with America in it, though. I mean, there's a pretty famous loss that Germany took to in America.
2.
So, happened twice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Norm Macdonald bits was, I don't know if you're a history buff or not, but they went to war with the world. And it was close.
he's also the king of, something will happen like, I don't know. Scientists are saying that watermelons are bad for you. At least that's what the Germans would have us believe. And then, of course, the other thing from Norm Macdonald would be like, two suspects are one has been arrested, and the other one is, you guessed it, Frank Stallone.
You expected a joke from my cardiologist? He's a doctor, not a comedian.
I told my wife, like, honey, I see the man in the mirror, and all I see is a broke down, ugly, poor, horrible person. I need a compliment. Tell me something. She said, well, your eyesight's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a great joke. That's fantastic. I got another dad joke from my daughter.
Bring it.
Who is the most famous chef among all the monsters?
I don't know.
Gorgon Ramsay.
Yes. I love Gordon Ramsay. You donut.
You donkey.
It's raw.
A skilled vet could bring it back to life.
I love the little hand slap thing that he does to this right
it's
here.
Like his knuckles must be as just swollen shut. Like he must have the worst arthritis because he just beats the crap out of himself.
I love there's you can find videos of, so he did Kitchen Nightmares and all that stuff.
That's a lot of fake drama.
Of course.
Yeah.
But he also did a kids show.
Yeah, which is totally different.
And he was very encouraging
very nice,
and
very
loving.
very good person.
But people edit him ripping on the bad restaurant
that's
owners into the kids that make.
that.
Oh, you've got to find it. It is so funny.
The real stuff to watch is the British stuff where he's like actually in his restaurant and he's just like, I want to kill somebody at all times. I'm so angry. I've been there. In the dinner rush. So.
There's another one of those edits on Shark Tank where it's a kid giving a pitch and Mark Cuban's like, that is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
And it's a kid.
It's a kid.
I love anything that changes.
He's a con man. It's like an 8-year-old.
I love anything that changes, like the edit of The Shining as a rom-com. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Or like Mrs. Doubtfire as a horror movie. Yeah. Anything that subverts expectations like that, I'm a big fan of.
We're having fun. We are having fun. What is not fun, though, is this news that came down yesterday. Now, I guess there hasn't been an official announcement quite yet, but the SEC network is shaking up, I should say, their broadcast team for the SEC network primetime game.
All that.
Front Office Sports was first on this. Matt Shoemaker and Aaron Murray, you guys know the former Georgia quarterback, are now leading the SEC Network's top booth this fall. So no more Tom, Cole, and Jordan. It will be Matt and Aaron. Jordan Rogers is getting some kind of promotion. The details are not yet final, and there is still no word about what's next for Tom and Cole. Cole tweeted some things yesterday. He may have given some more clarity on his radio show, but his tweets were an indicator of somebody that is very sad about news that he has just gotten. I don't know if he has a role yet or not. Hopefully so. I like Jordan Rogers. Him getting an elevated role is a good thing. Tom is especially entertaining. He's been great when he comes on our show. He didn't get fired, I don't think. I mean, he will continue, I think, to broadcast games for ESPN, but that SEC Network Saturday night crew has been disbanded and replaced, which they're curating, with the exception of among Ole Miss fans because of the Arkansas game not too terribly long ago, is really high among SEC fans. So I would love to know the reason why they make a move like this. I really like Aaron Murray. I think he's going to be a star with more practice, but fascinating decision here.
I don't get it, but we'll see. And Aaron Murray I think is really, really good. We've had him on this show a few times. We've had him on the Thunder and Lightning podcast a couple of times. Knows his stuff, as he should, as a guy who played in this league and has continued to be a part of it. But, Tom Jordan and Cole were kind of like iconic almost, and in that you knew, if your kickoff was 6:30 SEC Network, you knew who was coming to see you. You didn't have to worry about the announcer pairings for that one. You knew it was going to be those guys, and for them to not be on there, it will be different for sure.
Chase Daniel has also been added to the rotation. I like him a ton. If you haven't consumed any of his post-career content, I think you guys
an SEC guy, though. He never played in the SEC. He ain't SEC. He's supposed to be SEC.
It's going to be so funny when people use that against him when he talks about, man, that's life in this league. From my experience playing in this league.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, Chase. But he'll be on the Thursday night games, I believe, is his assignment generally. And then he will also replace Jordan Rodgers on SEC Nation. So Chase Daniel now in the fold as well. Again, no indication of what Rodgers' new assignment will be. Hopefully, quite frankly, College Game Day needs a shakeup. I think Rodgers on that set would do a very good job. Even if you don't like Jordan Rodgers, I like him. I think he's insightful and all that. So College Game Day needs a shakeup with its personalities. The show is stale. It's not entertaining. It's just kind of blah.
It's very forced. Like the McAfee stuff feels very forced. The celebrities and the way that they it used to just be four guys sitting around talking about college football, and that's
now it's like four characters.
Yeah. Like Saban is playing. That's not Nick Saban up there. Like he's been body snatched.
Yeah.
And then McAfee is. McAfee is a guy who spent enough time in professional wrestling to understand how to play a character. And then Desmond Howard is up there predicting Pittsburgh to go to the college football playoff, and
Kirk is playing with his dog.
Kirk's got the dog up there, and then they've got some celebrity up there who's playing a concert in that area, but has never watched a college football game in his or her life, and this is why I don't watch.
What was that rapper's name that they had?
Jack Harlow.
Oh,
no concept about. And then look, sometimes you get a little gold in there, right? I don't think any of us thought Chalamet was going to get up there and be talking about the quarterback at Ohio University and all that. Whether it was fed to him or not, he was convincing. And I've seen enough of Chalamet at these Knicks games and everything else that I think he is a real sports fan.
Yeah, he's a ball knower.
But you gotta vet these guys a little bit better. You got to have some people up there who actually know what they're talking about.
And then they had him, remember, they had him on that little stage in the middle of the crowd, and they had him perform allegedly a song. I don't know what you actually want to call that.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like music to me. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of like Randy on South Park, where I put in, what was it? Was it Teen Wave? Is that the music that just sounded like crap to adults, but the kids loved it?
Tween Wave, yeah.
Tween Wave.
Hey.
Maybe I'm that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm watching that.
He's tearing
I'm thinking,
up his britches, Borkey.
I thought, who's that for? Because the crowd hates it.
Yeah.
He looks uncomfortable because the crowd hates it.
Nobody won in that deal.
Nobody.
Yeah. It's just not that hard. It's just not that hard to find famous alums of every university's got at least one that you can bring onto stage. Everybody loves him. He'll get a big pop. They know their stuff well enough. You don't have to do that.
We can get Kenny Chesney in as many teams that he's a fan of.
They had the chain smokers that one time, and I was like, these guys don't know what any of this stuff is.
No.
They're just up there, nothing. I don't know.
I was about to say you could get Ella Langley up there for the LSU game, but she's got a show in Oxford on Thursday.
She's in Athens on Saturday.
Yeah, it goes
right
on the road.
Is she a fan of either team?
I think she's an Auburn fan, I believe.
No. We already know who's coming for that one. We already know.
It's Eli.
It's going to be Eli. If it's not Eli Manning, I'll be shocked.
Game Day needs to play it safe that day.
Mm-hmm. Bring Eli.
Because the crowd is going to hate them.
The crowd's already ready for blood. Don't give them any chance. Just get Eli Manning up there. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Yeah, don't
keep it simple.
Don't make it difficult.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back in just a minute from the Pearl River Resort Studio.
Yeah, you shook me. Yeah,
From the Seabrook.
Let the broadcasting of the disturbed continue.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Borkey and Hadad, Sports Talk Mississippi. Somebody says, I know he's an NFL guy, but Marcus Spears on game day would be electric. See, if I were them...
He used to be on SEC Nation.
Yeah. I know he's an NFL guy, too. I would get Gruden. Because Gruden reminds me of Corso in that it's authentic.
Yeah.
That is exactly who he is. It's not an act up there.
Yeah.
He loves football, and he'll... I mean, he's the type of guy that would invest in studying and understanding the game and stuff like that. He wouldn't go up on that set completely misinformed every week. He'd work hard, even though he's an NFL guy. I think he'd be great on that set.
I think it'd be fantastic. And he has enough sense of humor. I think working with Barstool has helped him with a little bit of that.
Yeah, he's loosened up some.
He's loosened up just a touch. He loves getting my guy Brandon Walker. He loves needling him.
Well, a football guy like Gruden can do that to Walker's what, 6'6"?
Yeah.
But,
coaches are used to talking down to people that are bigger than them.
And so
and it's been making them feel bad, yeah. So,
Larry wants to know what pregame shows y'all watch or recommend. Honestly, at this point,
Premier League mornings. That's what I watch, and then I think turns into a game.
At this point, I don't. I mean, I'll put game day on in the background if I'm cleaning or something, but honestly, they've lost me. SEC Nation didn't do enough for me either, because I guess I'm one of those people that I want the full landscape of the slate, and like Hadad talks about all the time, I want a national conversation that in September is not about playoff or Heisman. Just give me that. Tell me about the weekend that's coming up across the country that's not playoff or Heisman, and then I want to learn something about the place where you are.
Yeah.
And they don't do that anymore. Not in the same way they used to. They used to have Rinaldi on there making you cry every week.
Yeah.
Some poor hospital patient that had the player come visit, and now they're recovering, and you just want to bawl your eyes out because that's what sports means to people. And now it's just, they don't even go to the best games of the week anymore because they don't want to promote the Big Ten. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
I know it was missed field goals, but need dart if Giants have
the off week.
They would not have the off week.
There's no way, because that's week 2. Yeah, yes. Nobody's going to be off that week. No.
Somebody says, good call on Gruden. Just tuned into somebody leaving game day. No. But Jordan Rodgers is leaving SEC Nation. Don't yet know where he's going. He got an elevated role of yet we don't know what it is. But yeah, SEC Saturday night with a new broadcast crew. Who's the best in the game right now? Calling college football games. Who's the best?
Sean McDonough.
I agree.
And the people don't like McElroy. I think he and McElroy are really good.
They're awesome together.
Yeah, I think they're really good. McDonough and McElroy to me is the A team. They give the best games to Fowler and Reese Dave and Herb Street, but they are not the best team. The best team is McDonough and McElroy. And then, if I can get some Gus Johnson in there every now and then. Michael Borkey! Big fella!
Man.
Burger toppings, top 5! Oh!
Whatever he did at the end of the Indiana-Penn State game.
Yeah.
I got to find that. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. He was possessed for a second there.
Yeah, seriously. Like, demonic possession.
Yeah.
I've read about that in the past, and it's
Back
kind of
to
like
pass.
a weird interest. I think that may have happened to him.
Back to pass. Black mass. I am now a demon. Ow! Yeah, something like that.
I'm trying to find it now because
you gonna try to play it here.
I mean, it was just wild. The voice completely goes.
Mm-hmm.
whatever the demon that possessed him took over his body there for a minute. But, hey, Dad, I'm currently running on most...
Bring me an old priest and a young priest! Ow!
You're starting to do...
Kurt Signetti!
Starting to do Andrew Dice Clay.
Well, he does that. He gets a little higher pitch in there. Ow! Andrew Dice Clay is more of a, oh!
He's still doing
Little
stand-up.
Miss Muffet. No, you can't go any further than that.
Somebody says Tessitore. The problem with Tessitore, I like him
Great
too.
on wrestling.
Great. But fighting is really his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not every play deserves screaming.
Yeah, I agree.
And a fourth quarter touchdown on a 10-play drive, and it's like the Super Bowl was just decided on the last second Hail Mary. You got to pick and choose when you blow out the speakers of everybody's television as they're watching the game,
Right.
and he can do a better
I can't
job
help
at that.
but always go back to Texas is back when they went 6-6 or whatever it was. I can never let him slide on that one.
Who was that did that in the Sugar Bowl? It was Ellinger, right?
Oh yeah, we're back, and then the
We're
next year they were
back.
terrible. Yeah,
Got a coach fired.
yeah. So I when I think of Joe Tess, that's the first thing I think of. Texas is back, y'all. 5 weeks later, they were losing to Kansas.
Somebody says I still like Dave Neal. He's really good. I like him too.
Dave Neal's great. Had him on the podcast last year. It was fun.
Mike Tirico, I guess he doesn't do college football
Doesn't
games
do it
anymore.
anymore.
I loved Tirico.
It was really good. And he's just a good announcer. Just a pro.
He's spectacular on golf, actually.
I want Kevin Harlan to do college football. He's got the right temperament for it.
Why doesn't he? What
It'd
is
be great.
ESPN doing?
It would be great. So.
I mean, especially because I don't think Fowler's got many years left. Not in his life, of course. I'm just in broadcasting.
He's not dead.
I just channeled my Ghana witch doctor right there.
Not in his life. Chris Fowler, getting older. Oh, he's retired.
But Chris Fowler's been losing his voice and things like that lately. So he may retire.
Hey, Chris Fowler.
I couldn't think of anybody better than Kevin Harlan to do college football Saturday night primetime ABC. Because he's doing like NFL games on Westwood 1 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, come on. Put him on the big stage.
Yeah. There you go.
He's also on the call for, it's not a streaker.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be a streaker, you got to be in the full nude. If you're not in the full nude, you're not a
all the
streaker.
way, yeah.
But he calls those when they happen, and they're so funny. This man's drunk, but there he goes. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Who's your favorite all-time? All-time
For
favorite college football announcer
Jack
all-time?
Crystal not eligible for this one, I assume.
Television.
Yeah. Probably Ron Franklin. Ron Franklin, Saturday night, ESPN. It just felt like a big game when he started talking. As soon as you heard the music and then you heard Ron Franklin's voice, you knew it was a big game. Keith Jackson, obviously, that way. Brent Musburger, that way.
Musburger was kind of like what I grew up on, and then Vern, of course, had just the...
Vern, yeah. But Vern is brought down by Gary Danielson. Like, just it just didn't work. I liked it, Todd Blackledge, by the way, very good.
Excellent.
Very good.
Cracked me up. He and Brad Nessler were calling an Ole Miss game when I was in college.
Brad Nessler's another one I should put him on.
Nessler's good.
Yeah.
But they were calling an Ole Miss game when I was in college. And they parked. They were going to do like a pregame stand-up in the Grove. And they had the camera crew set up and all that, and you can't miss Todd Blackledge. He's huge. I mean, he's every bit of 6'6", and he's just a big guy. You can tell he was a high-level college quarterback.
Yeah.
And Nessler walk up, and they're ready to do their stand-up, and Nessler looks around and goes, "Where's my box?" And I thought, what's he talking about? And he yells at his staffer. He's like, "Where is my box?" He was so short compared to Blackledge, and the staffer forgot the box that he stood on so they could be a little bit closer.
Somebody got mad at you last year about something like that. You texted me because Adam Amin and Greg Olson were doing a game.
Yeah.
Or you tweeted about it.
I tweeted about it. I said, somebody needs to get Adam a box.
His girlfriend texted me, was like, tell your friend to calm down. Do you know who his girlfriend is?
I do.
Yeah. and I was like, and all I said was, friend's a stretch.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We're not friends. I just work with the guy. But yeah, she was not happy.
Адам's like 5'6",
Yeah,
and Greg Olson's like
a huge hulk of a man. Yes.
It looked like me talking to my kid, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta give that guy a little bit of boost.
Yeah, let's finagle the camera or something here so it doesn't look like he's looking up at him the whole time.
Do Lord of the Rings like forced perspective.
Yeah,
you know?
There you go.
Make him stand like 3 feet in front of Greg. You got to help the guy out. He looked like a toddler in there.
Poor Todd Blackledge was on the call with Mike Patrick when he did the Britney Spears thing. They were talking about catching somebody off guard. He had no idea where that was going. Like, what is she doing with her life? Is she here? That's an all-timer.
I might play that when we come
That's
back.
an all-time moment. Like, I'm watching the game. I'm like, the blank is this guy talking about right now?
We'll be back.
In the Venable Glen.
Here we go. Sports Talk Mississippi. Here's more. Super Talk Mississippi.
Borkey and Hadad with you. So Hadad brought it up, and you can't not play it when it gets brought up. Don't know the year, to be honest with you. But
I believe it's 07.
Ranked matchup between Alabama and Georgia in Tuscaloosa. It is in overtime. Alabama just kicks a field goal. Georgia's getting ready to line up for their possession in overtime, and somehow this is what is said on the broadcast as Georgia's getting ready to line up for their possession in overtime.
I have an important question. Go ahead. What is Brittany doing with her life? Who? Brittany. Brittany who? Spears. What is she doing with her career? Why do we care at this point? Is she here? I don't think so. Is she a football fan? Oh, I'm sure she is.
I'm sure she is.
Is she here?
And I get like the overarching idea, like it's an unbelievably tense moment, huge moment in the game. I'm gonna do something silly to break the ice, right? But that was not it. It just was not it. And Blackledge not being in on the joke hurt. That's one of those things where you've got to be like, go mute your mics and be like, hey, I'm gonna do something here. Just play along. And because otherwise you get that. And by the way, I want to say something else though. The background noise of the bands in the crowd, that was like crack right there.
Oh, isn't it awesome?
I was just like, I need it right now.
Somebody said daughter and her husband left at 3 this morning, headed to Arrowhead Stadium to watch the Netherlands. Son-in-law is Dutch. Daughter said the game at Arrowhead's the loudest thing she's ever heard. Go Netherlands. Yeah, that stadium is built for noise.
Yeah, that's the loudest stadium in the NFL, as far as open-air stadiums.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for tonight. We're going to stay up. I'm going to stay up.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'm going to make it.
You could act like a man. How about that?
I am excited. I hope that Potch doesn't sit Faris in goal. He just hasn't.
He needs to play.
He's not the best keeper to begin with, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. We're kind of in an in-between period because we usually have you mentioned Tim Howard earlier. Brad Guzan was awesome. And
I mentioned Tim Howard.
You did earlier in the show. Matt Turner had a period of time where, what was wrong with Tim Howard?
I don't remember mentioning Tim Howard.
You did, yeah, in the 3 o'clock hour.
If you say so.
But right now we don't have that guy, and Faris needs to work, and so hopefully he doesn't sit tonight. I kind of want to see a bunch of shots taken at him and how he handles it, because that's going to happen next week and the week after, hopefully. But other than that, just go win, figure it out.
And again, if you don't win, it doesn't matter. This really is one of those just everybody come out of it healthy, no more yellow cards kind of thing. Just you're good to go.
So the Netherlands are playing Tunisia? Is that who they're playing?
I believe that's correct, yeah.
Could you pick it out on a map?
Tunisia? Yeah. It's next to Algeria.
Wow. Helpful.
I mean, I know where. I mean, it's on the north coast of Africa on the Mediterranean Sea.
I could I could circle the few countries in that.
I took a class
cluster.
on African politics in college, and I could probably get a B on a map test. Also, I do a geography quiz every morning, so it keeps me sharp.
I could do state geography, like the United States geography, really well. I mean,
yeah, that's simple.
But you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Tunisia is maybe the northernmost country in Africa. Now that I think about it,
I could do all the states and capitals and where the capitals are located easily. I could do Central America.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could do all of South America.
South America is easy. There's only like 10 countries.
Hold
on. Colombia, Venezuela, Suriname, Guyana, French Guiana, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Chile, Peru, Ecuador. That's it.
I could do most of Europe. Eastern Europe would get me in trouble.
Eastern Europe, because there's so many new countries like Montenegro and Moldova and all that. Like, I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
So.
Kazakhstan. Great success.
Great success. Is that Uzbekistan?
Really don't see why the game is being played. Just seems like Turkey could be really mad and slide tackle and hurt people. Yes, I mean that's a concern of mine, truthfully.
Yeah, but that's also, I mean, the game is being played because it has to be played. This is a tournament. They don't allow you to just move on like that.
Do the yellows go away after tonight? No. That's why all of our yellow card players are sitting tonight.
Right.
Because if they get a second one, they're suspended for the next game.
Right.
So
you go to the next game, and if they get a yellow card there, it just doesn't matter. It's a knockout game. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. So we'll see. If anything interesting happens, I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit tomorrow regardless. But if anything interesting happens, we'll spend some time on it. And we'll get to a real top five, 2 teams on the countdown of 100 teams.
A real top 5?
A real one.
Today's was very real. I thought we had a great top 5.
Good show today. A lot of fun. We bounced all over the place.
And we learned about berries and nuts and legumes and fruits and vegetables and grains and rice. I mean, just learned it all.
Education. It's important.
I think we could get a grant, to be honest with you. let's.
Sports Talk Mississippi, the show for people who want to learn good.
But also do other stuff good
too. We'll see you tomorrow from the Pearl River Resort Studio. Good night.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.